Alright, I want to talk about three things next. Marginal distributions and joint distributions. So what does these terms refer to, as well as relative frequency table? Alright, so we talked about the two-way table, and where does that come from? And it's basically breaking down your data. Well, what I don't tell you is that these pieces have a name. The pieces that you fill in here in the four center blocks, those are your joint distributions. So students that have cell phones and MP3 players, that's the 114 right here. The students that have cell phones but not an MP3 player, that's that 42 right there in the top right. And the students that have an MP3 player but not a cell phone, that's 26 right there. And the 18 is they have neither. Okay, so that's your joint distribution. The variables that relate jointly, so cell phone and MP3 player, and how they relate. The marginal distributions, these would be called the margins, or the space around your two-way table. The total margin, or in the margin. The totals are going to be in the margin. So those will be your marginal distributions. So the total students who have MP3 players are 140. The total students who do not have MP3 players are 60. The total students who have cell phones is 156 right here, and the total students that do not have a cell phone is 44. So those are your marginal values. So in case you were asked for the distinction between marginal or joint, that's the little definition for you there. Now, what about this relative frequency table? Well, it's nice to have this data right here, but generally speaking, people don't go up to press or news. They don't write news articles where they say, well, 114 people have cell phones and MP3 players in a survey done, unless they do a huge survey and have bigger numbers. So what they might do instead, to kind of fudge some statistics, is they might put percentages instead. What they do is they take this total out of the whole population you surveyed, in this case it's 200, and they take this part right here. So this would be 114 out of 200, and the way that would look is I would do 114 divided by 200, and I'd put that in the calculator and turn it into a percent. And all you do is you do 114 divided by 200, and you would get 0.57. To turn into a percent, simply multiply by 100, and that would give you 57%. Alright, and that is what you would put here instead of the 114, 57%. Okay? And you would do that for each piece right here. You would do 42 divided by 200, and you would get 21% after you multiplied by 100, or excuse me, yeah, by 100. And then you would do 26 divided by 200, and you would get 13%. 18 divided by 200, you get 9%. And you would add your percentages just to make sure you're doing it right. So this is 78%, 22%, excuse me, percent, 70% down here, 30% down here, and the goal is to have everything add up to 100% in the end, okay, which it does. And this is a relative frequency table. So if I ask you for one or the other, you should be able to do both, considering you know how to do how to change fractions into percents. So that's all the examples, all the notes that you will need. The rest of it should allow you to do it on your own. Okay? Good luck.